Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Grim. Now the thing about Grim that I want to talk about with you guys today is going to be, the main topic is that you want to think of Grim as being like a mid-round operator or like an end game operator. He's like basically an operator that you want if you are getting ready to like actually make your push happen, if that makes sense. He's an operator that's going to create the space necessary for you guys to be able to win the round and at any given moment is the general idea. And as always guys, please make sure to leave a like on this video if this video helps you guys out, and as well as that, also make sure to leave me feedback down in the comments. But to get us started here for today, guys, we're going to be on Oregon. We're going to be attacking the basement bomb site. Now, the general idea for the push that I'm trying to go for in this round is going to be to actually go for the meeting hatch. Now, one thing that comes before the meeting hatch for this main push is that you always want to expect there to be somebody on the backstairs that's looking the ego challenge to try to get like an early pick. Now, the thing here that you're going to end up seeing on my drone that I had preset for meeting is there's a vigil over by lobby. Now, he didn't see my drone, but this will come into play later on in the round. The first thing that I want to talk about here, guys, is that, like I said, there's almost always going to be a guy on backstairs that's going to look for a gunfight with you here. So I'm going to shoot the default cam, but I'm going to immediately look towards backstairs for the potential player that's going to be looking for a free swing onto me after I shoot the default camera. But I shoot the default camera to basically confirm him into swinging me to try to get a free kill, if that makes sense. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and pop open the meeting hatch. Like I said, there was a vigil over here, so I know that before I can actually start my Grim approach in this position, I have to get rid of vigil first. So I go ahead and deal my drone here. Unfortunately, my Ash is going to end up dying. However, with Ash dying, that vigil is actually going to flood into my position, which gives me a free kill in this position. And then we're going to go ahead and start sending our Grims into sight here. This is going to create some space for pillar here, and I can go ahead and send my Grim Bees deeper and deeper into sight, which is going to essentially push back the enemy players into laundry in this position. So in this type of position, I was trying to decide if I wanted to plant, but I saw a lot of my teammates pushing up, and just for context, this is in solo queue, so I decided I should just push up and look for the kills on the last couple guys, and I ended up getting the last two guys inside of a laundry because they got pushed all the way back because of the Grim Bees, as well as my teammates pushing up from pillar. Now next up, we're going to be over on Outback here using Grim once again, and the general idea that I'm looking for in this position, guys, is that I want to try to make some kind of garage push with potentially another teammate on one of the other windows, so that way we can try to basically outnumber the people that are playing inside a garage, if that makes sense. We're going to be trying to use the Grim Bees to create a little bit of space for the hop in, and then we're going to be trying to get one of our other teammates to go onto the opposite window than the one that we're playing on. We're going to use the Grim Bees to basically create the space so that way we can hop in and overwhelm if it's only like one or two people playing inside a garage, essentially. And basically, once you get garage control in these type of rounds, it's pretty much like GG's on the spot, because that garage control is usually way too strong to be like giving up in the first place for the enemy team. So it's very important for the enemy team to not give up that space, and if they do give up that space, it's bad things are going to happen. Now, I always start out my push on this map by shooting out the windows on both sides first, and then I always try to check to see if there's any frost mats or anything like that, and if not, then we're going to go ahead and start our drone here, and we're going to end up seeing a warden inside a garage here, and he was close to my window, so I'm going to go ahead and use a Grim Bee close to my window. Now, technically, he shouldn't be able to swing my window in the first place if my other teammate is on his window, but long story short, I just do it just to be safe, so that way I don't get swung while I have my bee launcher out. And then I'm going to go ahead and get on my drone because the bees last for a while, and I end up seeing this warden on the garage window swinging my Twitch, but luckily my Twitch is going to end up getting the kill. And then we're going to go ahead and swing aggressively here, and we're actually going to end up catching this Legion here, who ends up like kind of like getting like lost in the sauce basically, because he gets overwhelmed by the two separate pushes from me and my Twitch in this position. And then right here, we're going to Grim through the rotate here. We're going to start getting some Grim pings on a guy inside of party here and get ourselves a free little wallbang, which is the really nice thing about Grim, is that if somebody doesn't make their way out of those red pings, you're going to be able to get free kills onto them. And then right here, it's a nice 4v1 position. The last guy is actually off site. So after we take that space, it's pretty much just GG's on the spot, because my Ash is going to go ahead and collect the last kill right there and secure the round. The next up, we're going to be on Chalet here. We're going to be attacking the bar bomb site, and this one is a little bit awkward to push at times because typically people will put a shield on top blue. And so the idea, once again, guys, is that we need one of those operators that is going to create space. And I think Grim is going to be one of the best operators to do that, because one of the things that people tend to do on this bomb site in particular is they like to play on the blue staircase, and they also like to play top mez. But what the thing about Grim, what I can do is I can actually be off the blue staircase, and I can also be off top mez, which will basically allow me to walk up through piano. Now, the thing that I'm going to do here, though, first, before that, is I'm going to go ahead and get on my teammate's drone here, because he's going to go ahead and drone out the office room for me and piano, and I go ahead and see that this is clear, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take the space fast here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because a lot of people tend to like roam on this side of the map, so I want to take the space quickly and see if I can get myself any potential freebies on anybody roaming, which is a Vigil who tries to run up solo to try to look for an early flank, but I end up getting myself a free kill on him, because basically the main idea of me going in fast for office and piano there, it was to look for anybody that was looking to roam on this side of the map, specifically by Astro. And then my goal here is I'm putting a flank drone so that way my teammates can watch it if any of them die early. And then, like I said, we're going to be trying to use Grim to essentially clear out top mez and clear out blue stairs. So we're going to go ahead and start using the bees here. This is going to open up some space for the walk up through piano here. You're going to see one guy, he's going to cross through the bees here. He's going to end up running into library here, but we're going to start wallbanging him because we get the red pings. And then, like I said, since we use those bees, it's creating a nice little like gap for us to be able to walk up without having to worry about any of like the potential peaks from like blue stairs or mez or anything. And then we end up finishing the kill for the echo right there. And pretty much at this point, it's pretty much GG's on the spot, because the last guys can only play inside a site. Now, the one thing I will say here, guys, that I didn't know is that when you try to bounce a Grimby off a hatch, it doesn't bounce like that. And I ended up dropping. My intention was to be behind the bar and then drop on that Valkyrie, because I knew he was in that general location. So I was going to use the bees to scare him. But unfortunately for me, I didn't actually know that the bee like launcher thing, it doesn't bounce very far when you bounce it off of a hatch. So I ended up just dropping off of like a whiffed grenade launcher bee and just dying. But we do end up securing the round anyway. Now, the nice thing about Grim is that he does have the impact DMP, so the general idea that I want to talk about when it comes to Grim is that he works really good in relation with Ace or Thermite, because the general idea that I want you guys to understand is that, like, when you get open the wall with, like, Ace or Thermite, you're essentially, like, starting the push, or you're basically, like, setting what the push is going to be, because whatever you open up is going to essentially be, like, the main bulk of your push, basically. So Grim is an operator that essentially... so Ace and Thermite start to push, and then Grim and potentially like other operators like Ying, for example, are the ones who are going to essentially finish the push, or essentially like, how would I explain it? Like, they're going to be the operators that like get the push moving, if that makes sense. They create space, and then your like fraggers are going to be the ones that are going to be like the ones who are technically finishing it. However, I do feel like Grim also has that potential as well. However, I do feel like every single round should always have one of those mid-round operators that do create space, because it does help out tremendously throughout the round when you do have an operator that creates a little bit of space for like walk-ins. Now we go ahead and impact DMP, open the wall for our Ace here, and we're going to go ahead and get open the wall here. Now all we're doing here is we're just waiting for this Goyle fire to clear out, so that way we can start looking for some kind of play with our bees. And you're going to see here, like I said, once the fire basically clears away, I'm going to go ahead and get on my drone here. Now technically I could have got on my drone before the fire went away, but I did it a little bit after, and the reason why is because I want to be able to, like, if anybody's like making a mistake from the enemy team, I want to be able to have that ability to go in early, if that makes sense. And you're gonna see right there, I beat off the mute for top yellow. Now he did have a mute jammer at the top, however, with where I placed that Grim launcher, he wasn't actually able to deny it with his mute jammer. And right here we use our bees to basically create a little bit of space. We get some pings on this doc who's stuck inside a bathroom, get ourselves a free kill right there. And then now, like I said, we're just going to be up once again for more space, and this is going to allow my teammates to walk into the site. We just have to worry about the mute that's behind us, but I believe one of my other teammates is going to end up getting the kill for him right there. And then right here I was like, you know what, I'm going to like not sell my body in this position, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate back a little bit here. And what's going to end up happening is the last guy is going to be a Cav, is going to end up killing my teammate right here, and I'm going to swing aggressively onto the rotate, get the refrag, and secure the round. But anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for the main commentary that I wanted to do with Grim. Like I said, guys, Grim is mostly an operator where you want to use him as like a space creator, if that makes sense. Like, the thing that you guys really want to understand is that you could technically use him like early on in the round. And for example, for context, in this particular round on Lair, I am going to use it early on in the round. However, you're going to end up seeing that we're going to actually lack the utility to like actually make like an efficient push later on in the round. However, what's going to end up happening is my teammates are going to actually get a lot of the picks that we need to actually progress the round, and then we're going to be able to basically follow up with the space that we did create when we did use our bees. And for context, the space that I end up creating is going to be for missile. I'm going to end up getting a kill for missile eventually in the round. And what's going to end up happening is my teammates are going to end up getting some picks, and then we're going to be able to go in through missile to basically make a play to secure the round. But unfortunately, I used my bees in a very inefficient manner during this round, so I do highly recommend to only realistically be using the bees when you do have some kind of like playmaking potential, if that makes sense. Because what can happen is if you use your bees too early on something that's not as efficient, if that makes sense, it's not going to be worth it overall for the round, if that makes sense. So you want to try to use your bees like kind of like not super early in the round, so that way you can use them later on in the round when it's very important. So like for example, in this round, the idea that I should have did is that instead of using all of my bees for missile control here for this bandit, I should have used them for toxin after we got missile control. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill this bandit right away here, so my Dokkaebi is going to end up swinging. He's going to end up dying, and then the bandit's going to swing me to try to get like another pick, but I end up getting a free kill into him. And then like I said from earlier, my teammates are going to follow up. They're going to end up getting a couple picks that we need to actually be able to win the round, and that's going to essentially allow this position that I took to actually be meaningful. But like I said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me some feedback down in the comments, and also make sure to like the video as well as subscribe if you enjoyed. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and leave this gameplay clip up so you guys can see the rest of it if you want to see more gameplay. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!